loudly and emphasized points with large gestures, walking around the room and commanding the attention of the students. Ryan projected a picture on a screen of a tall, broad man in a soccer jersey and jeans, with large hands folded, and his body much too big for the student desk in which he was sitting. The picture captured the man in the middle of a gregarious laugh that showed bright white teeth and hid his eyes in a squint. This man, Abdul Kassim, opened KGSA for his girls' soccer team as an informal, one-room school with volunteer teachers. In Kenya, soccer is still a man's sport, and more boys are educated than girls. Abdul was trying to change all that. The first time Abdul tried to close the school during holidays, Ryan told our class, the students wouldn't let the teachers take a break. They didn't want a break. They wanted to learn. He clicked to pictures of girls playing soccer, and then girls huddled around a Bunsen burner. Enrollment grew from 11 students to 130. The building kept expanding with the student body. The sports teams and clubs were growing. Grades were rising. Abdul is not a trained educator, just a man from Kibera who wanted his soccer players to stay in school. He lives next door to KGSA and has allowed the students to actively form the school. Ryan's KGSA Foundation financially supports the school, but Abdul calls the shots. It's working. After the presentation in my classroom, I said, "Ryan, this is a great story. You have to keep telling it." The student body I was currently working with was, in general, fairly white, affluent, and performing at a high level. Although the story of Abdul and KGSA seemed far away geographically, the girls there shared the drive to learn and grow that my students had. The KGSA story interested me as a woman, writer, teacher, and coach. It was also timely. The facts tell us that educating girls is both the right thing and the smart thing to do. Children are twice as likely to survive when their mothers are literate. A country's GDP rises as girls' attendance in school increases. People who work in international education and development have differing views on charter schools versus public versus private, co-ed versus single-sex, boarding versus day schooling. There is not one answer to how the world's children should be educated. But listening to Ryan that day, I also knew with certainty that the KGSA story was part of the conversation. About a year after we met, Ryan asked me, "Do you want to come see the school? Abdul would like to tell you his story." I said, "Absolutely." In the summer of 2012, I flew to Nairobi, Kenya. Day after day, I woke, sipped morning chai, and wound my way to and through Kibera toward KGSA. Ngong Road, the main two-lane road leading out of downtown Nairobi, was perpetually congested. Conductors on matatus, privately owned minibuses, helped commuters onto their moving vans. Teenagers walked against stalled traffic selling newspapers, candy, and lottery tickets through open car windows. I joined men in suits, children in plaid jumpers and oversized backpacks, and packs of sadly thin dogs walking through the exhaust on the thin, winding dirt path flanking the road. Small piles of trash burned behind the bus stops. Prestige Plaza on Ngong Road was home to the outdoor coffee shop I used as an office because, more often than not, the electricity was on and the wireless internet was working. Just south of the plaza, a stretch of paved road led to the main entrance of the slum. Along the road's edges, women in brightly colored kangas sold plastic bowls, avocados, flip-flops, and charcoal. Soccer was played ceaselessly on a dirt and pebble field in the distance. The pavement ended at a municipal building where visitors paid to have an armed guard take them on a slum tour.